if people could kind of spend their time on a platform like this, maybe collecting data, creating data, labeling data, it would be way more, let's say, efficient and effective than they spending time on TikTok.
Within 1 year, we scale from 0 to 350,000 data contributors. Even Scale AI or Google, they cannot.
Tell me more about, how this works.
My name is Max Lee. I joined Columbia University. I've been teaching graduate level courses, including reinforcement learning. 5 years ago, I started my own company called OORT with a focus on AI data business. We want to build the world's largest decentralized data engine by converting people to be like data contributor. No matter where you are, as long as you have internet, you have a smartphone, you will become a data contributor to some AI projects.
How do you make sure that these malicious actors again do not come into your network?
That's also one of the key patent we own. We call it proof of honesty algorithm. The buyers of the large language model is killing us. We need diversity.
And that is why you think others have not. Hi again. I wanted to ask you so I've read up about you, and but if you want you can give a quick introduction.
My name is Max Lee. I got my PhD in electrical engineering department and also in mathematics with a focus on information theory and control theory. And then after my PhD, I joined Qualcomm Research in the States and working on a 5G Snapdragon chip design with a focus on FAMAC, physical layer, and MAC layer design. And I got more than 200 patents on that. And then after that, and contribute a lot to the 3GPP standards. And then after that, back to 2016, I joined Columbia University, electrical engineering department. And since then, I've been teaching graduate level courses, including reinforcement learning. That's a one AI course. At that time, back to 2016, it's very early time for reinforcement learning. And also blockchain technology. 1 year after, back to 2017, I started to teach blockchain technology. Again, at that time, it's one of the first blockchain course offered by the university in the United States, because back to 2017, it's still early stage for blockchain and crypto, right? So I've been teaching these courses till now, and it has been very popular. We have 150 students. It's imagine it's a graduate level course, right? So usually we have 10, 20 students, but now it's 150, even bigger class size than calculus 1 and 2, right? So that's crazy. And then back to 2021 summer, 5 years ago, I start my own company called OORT, OORT. So with a focus on AI data business. So we want to build the world's largest decentralized data engine by converting the people to be like a data contributor to AI companies, right? So to the AI business, I would say. So no matter where you are, you're in Africa, you're in India, you're in China, you're in Japan, and no matter where you are, as long as you have internet, you have a smartphone, you will become a data contributor to some AI projects. This participation is very important for people. Otherwise, people just like users, right? They're not even participating in any AI project or something like that. So that's the beautiful part of a decentralization, right? And for this project, we use lots of AI technology and the blockchain technology as well. And also we need crypto as a payment approach, right?
Yeah.
So because we have data contributors, like more than 350,000 data contributors from more than 100 countries right now. So crypto is the only solution for payment, right? So there's no alternative solution at all. So that's why we need crypto. And that's about the project. And and also in the meanwhile, I've been sitting on an advisory board for many big companies and also the governments. For example, like Canada, Chile, and Vietnam, Da Nang. I'm the the advisor to the Da Nang city in Vietnam.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lee. So, I mean, do you still like how do you split your time between Colombia and the current company? Like, what percentage
Well,
or?
maybe half, roughly speaking. But the good thing is like what I'm doing in the company is fully aligned with research at Columbia. It's all about AI and stuff, and my Columbia students they're like can work on the topics for the company as well. So it's fully
Yeah,
aligned. So
I
mhm.
see. Yeah, so then it's a great synergy and it's like win-win for both places, including your students.
Exactly.
Okay. So, I mean, tell me more about, how this technology works. So, what I'm more familiar with, I mean, this is something like really incredible because something that I thought was missing. I know that companies like Adobe, I mean, because they don't want to use, let's say, Common Crawl or other YouTube data, they want to have these ontologies where some, let's say, nodes have less data than others, but it's not clear how can they get that data. And now if you have this kind of a network, you can do amazing things. But what I'm more aware of are players like there are a lot of these data players out of India, obviously why, but there are also players like the common ones, right, like Scale and Surge and other such
Right.
players which are more, or Turing for example, which are more, let's say, centralized. And they also have, the businesses essentially having these freelancers, this pool of people who can label data, contribute data. So how does that kind of a paradigm compare with yours, and where are you sitting right now?
Okay, cool. Cool. So, I think that's a very good question. So, first of all, I would say the key difference between the two, between us and all the others you mentioned, is about the decentralization. And decentralization at this point gives lots of benefits. Let's talk about them first, like a skill AI search, and these big companies, they all need data, right? So the bad thing is like for the current large language models, they are using all the public information on the internet,
Yeah,
right?
they've
But
already
we know
discovered.
that, yeah, but the quality is a big problem, right? And there's lots of fake information on the internet, fake news, fake articles, and then this AI, they have no idea. They just take everything,
Yeah,
right?
and there is also a lot of AI slop. Yeah.
Yeah, they need actually what they need private data. They need high quality private data, right? So, but the thing is like for these big companies, and what they do is like they do this thing to in a very centralized way. What they do is like, okay, I hire people, I work with some company, I pay the money, right? I buy the data from this company, like for example, like a Redis, right? I pay lots of the money to Redis and they buy their data, right? Or Twitter or something like that. And they go to Africa, they find a partner there, a local partner, let's say in Kenya or Nigeria, right? So, and then these local partners, they have a group of people, like a few hundreds of people, and to help them collect the data, or do the data labeling work. They have lots of partners in, Scale AI, for example. They have lots of partners in Africa, right? So they hire people. So everything is in a centralized way. So the centralization has lots of drawbacks and also good things. The good thing is like the quality of the data can be guaranteed, right? Because it's
Yes, because of the
centralized. If
quality.
you don't give me the high quality data, I will not pay you, right? So, but the bad thing is like the scaling could be very slow, and the coverage and the diversity is very limited. Let's say you just hire people from Africa, from Kenya, from Nigeria, and then what do you do when you do the labeling or we call it model alignment? So the opinions or the minds you got is the people from Nigeria only. It doesn't cannot be representing the people all over the world. You need a diversity, right? You need a diversity. So people in one region they all have the similar mind, right? So yeah, that's the problem. So yeah, and now let's talk about the decentralization. What we build is okay. We start from scratch, from bottom up. So we build the infrastructure to store and compute this data, process the data. We call it OORT edge. So we have deployed these small devices. We call it demos, small devices around the world. Now it's like more than 50,000, covering more than 20 countries. So this is the infrastructure. We don't get the data and then we store data on AWS or Google Cloud. We store the data and process the data on our own infrastructure. And the second is like we have this data hub product, which is app, so which can be downloaded anywhere in the world, right? And then so we launch lots of data collection and fine tuning RLHF tasks in the app. And then let's say you're in South Africa, you're in Kenya, you're in Vietnam, Indonesia, no matter where you are, as long as you have the app, you can look at the app and you can select the task you're interested in, and you can contribute. You can contribute to the model alignment task, or even some survey task, or data collection task, right? So by doing so, we have lots of key benefits. First of all, the scaling. So we scale very fast. Within 1 year, we scale from 0 to 350,000 data contributors around more than 100 countries, coming from more than 100 countries. If you, let's say, if I do the business in a centralized way, there's no way for me to reach out to 100 countries. Even Scale AI or Google, they cannot, right? They cannot. Yeah, you need to find the partners in more than 100
Yeah.
countries. It's not
Very
possible,
hard. Yes,
right?
that's true.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and also by nature, the Web3 gives you the global community, right? And also, people from all these countries, they all have different opinions on something, on the same thing, right? So you do a survey, you give some answers from the large language model response, and say, hey, do you think this response is good or not? Maybe people from Vietnam, they say, oh, this is a good response, but people from India, they say, no, 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 this is not, right?
Right. Right.
This is not reasonable. So yeah, we need this diversity, right? The buyers of the large language model is killing us. We need diversity, right? So that's the key benefits of the decentralized data. I would say data collection platform, right? So yeah, that's what we build, and that's a different from all the others.
Amazing. So yeah, that's incredible. So this idea of having your own devices and 50,000 or more of them in so many hundreds of countries. But I'm curious, like you said, you can do different kinds of tasks in your
Mhm.
decentralized network. You can maybe do data labeling. You can do data collection.
Yeah, RHF. Yeah.
So ranking kind of, let's say, can you also, so you can also do like speech and audio and video, like everything?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We support all formats of data. Like say text data, audio data, video data, image. Yeah, we support all of them.
Okay. And all kinds of annotations as well, like all the way from bounding boxes to semantic segmentation.
For that, basically, it's not included integrated into the app, because usually that if you want to do labeling, usually you need a desktop. It cannot be
Right.
like in the
Yeah,
phone is
it's
very
very hard.
limited, right?
Too
So
small.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Because
see.
the
Got it.
accuracy is very important. So basically, we have some partners. They have very professional labeling tools, because this is the old business. It's not new, right? So they all have various mature labeling tools, but on desktop. So basically, we work with them, and they are our partners
Okay.
for this
And
business.
they're like on your network, and if I have data which I want to be annotated, it can kind of go to
Yeah, yeah,
them.
you can upload your data to our platform, and in the backend is our partners tool, to will be utilized to label your data, and then you will get your data back.
Wow, that's incredible. So, and you guarantee like things like like safety and making sure that data is only
Yes,
revealed.
so exactly. So that's the difficult part. Remember I said for a centralized business, the key benefits or the key advantage for them is the quality control, because everything is centralized. You hire someone from Kenya, if you don't give me the high quality data, I'm gonna fire you.
Yeah, yes. Or you do something wrong, I have a court case against you, right?
Yeah, but for decentralized, like the people can come from anywhere in the world. They contribute data. We even don't know their name, right? We know nothing about this person. So how can we do the quality control, right? So that's the key part, and that's also one of the key patent we own. We call it proof of honesty algorithm. So the basic idea of this algorithm is easy. So it's actually we filed this patent like 6 or 7 years ago, and we got it granted by the U.S. Patent Office back to 2020. So yeah, so the basic idea is this. So it's like the phishing task. We gave some phishing task, like we know the results. We know the
Mm-hmm.
results, right? And then we
Mm-hmm.
gave you the phishing task, and we ask
Mm-hmm.
you to do some job, and you
Mm-hmm.
can do it. Yeah, but if you're a malicious node, you're dishonest, and you just randomly upload something and do some annotation or something like that, we're gonna catch you, right? And then we're gonna have a punishment on you. So and for each task, we may have some data points or something. They're like a phishing task, or right. For example, we gave this RLHF task for model alignment, right? For the RLHF task, we have, for example, 50 questions or 30 questions. Ask you to choose, oh, this A response is good, or B is good, or A is good, B is good, or not, none of them are good, right? Something like that. This is like a very typical RLHF task. So let's say within the 30 tasks, we have 3 or 4 phishing tasks. Very simple task, and we know the result is very obvious, right? So and if you give me the wrong answer, we know that you're just randomly choose the
That's true.
A and B, right? So
Yes.
that's the idea. That's just one example about this POH algorithm. So yeah.
Okay. And so you have like these golden samples, there's fishes, and you then give them like a severe penalty, or you like how do you make sure that these malicious actors again do not come into your network, or they can still do that?
Well, they can still do that, but we're gonna give their penalty. The penalty gonna be big. For example, we usually ask like the data contributor, if you're a high quality data contributors. We have different layers, like a layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, right? For the contributors. For the higher layer you are, the more task and the more the task with the higher reward you will receive. All right. But of course, you need the stake or token to be a higher contributor, a higher tier contributor, right? And if you do something bad, your token will be taken. Your stake token will be taken, right? So
Like
yeah, you're
Ethereum.
gonna lose money. You're gonna lose money, right? So yeah, so that's the mechanism basically.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah, I understand because Ethereum does the same thing, right? Because they are not doing the full burning of energy like Bitcoin, but they have this proof of stake, and then there's a severe penalty if you make a mistake in the hash. So,
Exactly, exactly.
yeah.
The same principle. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. That's amazing. And like, tell me a little bit more about, like these layers of, like you said, that the quality of different people that you have in your network, and you grade them and you have them maybe in some hierarchy. So it's like per task, or how do you do this? Like, maybe can you tell me a little bit more?
Oh yeah, sure. So basically, when you register the platform, it will be on the tier 1, right? On the tier 1, usually we'll get a very simple task, but very very low small reward, right? And then if you wanna go to the next tier, what do you need to do? You need to do 2 things. One is you stake or token, right? To show that you're loyal to the platform, you're honest node, guy, you don't want to do bad things, right? You're serious. The second is you have to complete I think for the first tier to the second tier, you need to complete 20 or 10 tasks, and of course all these tasks will be approved. I mean your submitted data point need to be approved, and after you've successfully complete 10 tasks, you will be upgraded to tier 2. And then if you finish a 30 task, and then you go to tier 3, something like that. So by doing so, we filter out the bad data contributors, and we keep the high quality guys, right? So they have a tier 4, tier 3, and they're our asset, I would say.
Understood. These machines that you mentioned, the hardware that the network owns, like, do you also have these boxes in India?
I believe so. I believe so. If you go to our website, there is a world map. you can check that how many devices in this country. You can see that. So lots of
Okay,
fun.
yeah. Maybe I'll get one as well.
Yeah, of course, of course. I will ship one to you.
Lovely. But this is super interesting. I mean, I'm really curious because data is indeed a big problem for all of us, right? Like we do voice AI.
Right.
We're now like speech to speech models, personaplex. I mean, but you need like really high quality data. And what we are kind of aiming for now are these models which have emotion, which can whisper, which can sing, so it's difficult to kind of really collect this kind of data, high quality data, even in studios and even from this centralized kind of schemes. So, I mean, what do you think about this kind of a data on your platform?
What kind of data? Could you say that again?
Like sound data, so for example, voice data to train these speech to speech models, but data
Hmm.
that has, whisperings and data where
Yeah, yeah,
there are like people getting scared or people where they laugh and different kinds of accent, maybe English
yeah, yeah.
accent, British accent,
Right,
Australian accent.
right, right. Yeah, yeah. We actually, that we do have such a we did have such a data buyers before. They need a different kind of sound data. Very very interesting task. And we can tell that this data cannot be gathered on the internet. For example, like there's a one company. They're doing like smart home device, like just like the smart bot. You call it the Alexa, right? So to wake up the bot and then say, hey Alexa, what's the weather today? Something like that, right? And what they want to change, like they want to support more than 50 countries. They want to sell their device to more than 50 countries, and they need their local wake up sounds. Let's say Alexa, but in India, in Australia, you also call Alexa. You can call this name, but you have your own accent, right? So they need such a recording. Let's say Alexa from more than 50 countries, and each country they need more than 200 people to do the recording, and
Oh, interesting.
several times. Yeah, yeah, and then
Got
they
it.
use this data to train their AI bot, right, to recognize the wake up signal
Okay.
from from the people from these 50 countries. So yeah, they have a list of these 50 countries, and also we have a customer, they want to buy like baby sleeping sounds or a wind or something like that, right? Yeah, I mean lots of very interesting requirements from the data buyers, I
Wow.
would say.
Yeah, this is super interesting. And so, of these, let's say 300,000, let's say, people that you have on your network, how many of them are like active on a given day?
Our daily active user roughly 10K. Yeah, roughly 10K. So yeah, and you can from 10K to 20K roughly. It depends on maybe for this in this period we have a more task, right? And then people will be more active, and sometimes the task is very less. That yeah, and also for sometimes the task is very difficult and people cannot contribute anything because you see that I can tell lots of such interesting stories, like because there's many data buyers that come to us, right? And I can tell that they need a very specific data which definitely cannot be obtained on the internet. So for example, there's a car maker in Europe. They wanna train their in-car camera to detect the driver's status, right? So like you're sleepy or you're whatever, right? For autonomous driving. So, but they need what they need is like they need such data for very specific car models. Let's say Mercedes Benz, right? For example, and the GLE, right? SUV, yeah, 350, 450, something like that, right? And then they need you to wear sunglasses. You not wear sunglasses, and for some people in Arabic, in Saudi, like in UAE or something, you need to wear a mask or something
Uh-huh.
like that,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
cover
Yeah. I
your
know what you.
face.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they need, and you need to have like such an outfit, and you need to drive this Mercedes Benz. So,
Oh, very
this
interesting.
is
Uh-huh.
yeah, very specific, right? So for this task, of course, although we have 350,000 data contributors, but you can imagine that very few of them can
Have the
contribute such a
GLE,
data.
yeah.
The first of all, they don't have such cars, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of trying to make a buck on this platform. So, yeah, I understand. But this is very interesting because we actually got like a lot of people spend a lot of money, and there are a lot of these centralized, especially who cater to auto and have collected this data. But for us, the requirement was that we wanted to use this very specific infrared camera with this infrared emitter at a very particular position and so on. But in your case, like how were you collecting? What was the camera? Just a phone camera or?
Yeah, just a phone camera. Yeah, just your cell phone.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah, I think if you have enough variety, then it'll even generalize to that particular infrared camera. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And of these 10,000 daily active users, how much time, let's say, cumulatively do they spend, or on an average, how much time do you think they would spend on this platform?
Well, I would say that for usually for each task, it may just cost you a few minutes, right? For some simple task, maybe just a 2, 3 minutes. Of course, you need to read the instructions, all these type of things, and maybe 5 to 10 minutes. But for some like video recording task, it may take you more because we're now doing collecting some data for humanoid robotics, right?
Okay,
Which
I see.
is very popular this year, right?
Yes.
So yeah, they need a lot of they call it POV data,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
right?
point of
So
view.
you like yeah. You hold your camera on the same level of your face, and then you let's say get a cup of water, right? And you need to take the glass and put the water in, and then get and then just like shoot all these things, right? And upload it to our platform. So that may need more time, right? Like 10, 20 minutes because you need to prepare something and maybe your first shooting or not is not qualified and then you try another one. So yeah, so that will be take a longer time. But I'll say on average, if you're very active data contributors, you will spend like 1 hour or two per day to do to do all the tasks you can, right? Yeah, but they have a good revenue. I would say that a few $100s per month is very easy if
Oh,
they're
wow,
very
really?
active. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's a good deal for them. And the good thing is like just like you do the TikTok, right? So you use your spare time. Uh, yeah, yeah. So it's very good.
And so, I mean, how educated do you think you need to be to make some kind of a livelihood? So, for example, rural India, right? It's poverty is still a big deal, and if people could kind of spend their time on a platform like this, maybe collecting data, creating data, labeling data, it would be way more, let's say, efficient and effective than they spending time on TikTok or whatever they spend time on.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but like they may not be like the most educated of them all. So that kind of a, let's say, rural Indian person, how much money can they make on this platform if they spend, let's say, 2 to 3 hours a day?
Well, actually, if they spend 2 to 3 hours per day and to do all the tasks they can, first I would say that most of the tasks on our platform they are easy tasks. You don't need to like very highly educated. But for some tasks, let's say we do need lawyers, mathematicians, that's not good for regular people, right? But usually that requires like tier 4 users or something like that. But for most of the tasks, I would say 90% of the tasks, so everybody can do it. So it's just very simple. Just like what I said, take some image about your like your backyard or street like a traffic sign or something like that. Everybody can do it, right?
Yeah, they can.
As long as you do have a traffic sign around in your neighborhood, you can do it.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, if you just do this simple task and very active, I would say like a $200-300 per month is very easy.
Wow, we need to educate people here in India that, this is also
Yeah,
a way
yeah.
of living.
Actually, that's a we actually we do have the plan to step into the Indian market, to onboard Indian folks, and this year basically. So I'm also planning my travel to India. Talk to some potential partners there. Maybe you can help me on that as
100%
well.
would love to. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
work
yeah.
with a few
So
data
now
annotation
we
companies.
have yeah, we have data contributors from Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, and the next stop will be India. So because India has the largest population in the world, and I know that, and India is okay with the crypto, right? So that's good.
Yeah, I mean, crypto, it's not like illegal, and yeah, India is okay, but the taxes and the margins there on the exchanges here in India are not great. They have this thing called GST, but it's like a 20% overhead. But other than that, yeah, I think it's still legal. But this is great to know, and yeah, I think the viewers of this podcast would be very happy to know that this kind of opportunity exists, and we will put a link and other information in the overlay and other places in the video.
Okay, that's
So.
cool. Mhm.
Uh, this is really very interesting. But would you say that this is a platform where you do more on the data collection side of things than, say, the RLHF or other labeling side of things?
Well, yeah, this, I mean, the labeling side of business is also part of this platform, I would say. Right. So, but again, like for labeling, this is one thing I want to mention. So for labeling, usually we use a specific group of people, not everybody on this platform, because I would say most of them are not qualified for a labeling job. Labeling job for most of them is like you need some skill set. You
Yes.
need some skill. Even you do some bounding box, right? You need a very well trained
Yes.
labelers. I
Yes.
would say it's not just a
Yes.
regular people here and there,
No.
and their labeling work cannot be accepted, right? So yeah, then we do have our partners, and they do have very well trained labelers to do the labeling job. So that's how things works.
I see. Okay. But everything happens through the network, like all the
Yeah, yeah,
transactions and the thing, everything is through the
yeah,
network, even though you
exactly,
have these
exactly.
partners on the.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Talk me through how does it work if I come onto your network as a customer and I want data to be collected? Like, do I need to personally talk to you, or I just go to the app and I can go and like create the task?
Either way, either way. So let's say for Web3 company, let's say if you are a Web3 company, you know cryptos, you know everything, right? And then you can come to our app, register as a user, and then you can do. We have a launchpad. We have a launchpad there. You can directly go there and set up your data collection task, and you set up the reward you want a game. We support all tokens. You don't have to use our token as a reward. We support all the EVM compatible tokens. Let's say you have USDT. You want to use a USDT as a reward on BSC. That's totally fine, right? You just set it up, and everything is executed on smart contract. You make a deposit to that smart contract. Let's say 1,000 USDT. This is my reward. I want to collect the 1,000 data points. $1, 1 USDT per data point, and you set it up and you launch it. So and on the app, everybody will see your task. So that's easy. So and another way, way is like for the traditional companies, right? So, and I would say most of our clients, they are traditional companies, AI companies. They have no idea about crypto.
Yes.
They have no idea. So they just come to us and say, hey, I have a 10,000 USD, right? Fiat currency. That's our budget to get this data set. So then we're gonna help them. We use the USDT or our own token as a reward to the data contributors, and then we accept the USDT fiat currency from the clients.
Okay, got it. And like, tell me more about this distributed nature of this network. So, what is, let's say, your company or owns, and what do, let's say, who owns these boxes? Like, anybody can buy. So, for example, what I understand about, let's say, Bitcoin network is that okay, there is this network, and
Yeah.
that those
People
miners
are
in that
coming. Yeah.
network, yeah, and they get gas because of they're verifying, those
Right.
blocks on the
Yeah.
ledger. So how is it in your case? Like for example, how
Exactly.
you
Exactly
exactly.
the same. Exactly the same. So everybody can come and go. You can buy. We have several vendors. You can buy these devices, demos device from these vendors, and then you deploy that at your home. Like, what do you need? Just a Wi-Fi. As long as you have Wi-Fi connection, that's good enough. And you can control everything in the same app. In the same app, you have that thing, and you control everything. You see the status and see the reward you received. By contributing your device power, storage, and the computing power to the network. So yeah, it's the same as a Bitcoin. It's permissionless. Everybody can come and go.
Okay, I see. And like all the workers have, they can connect over the internet, or they have anything to do with the box? The box is just for the processing, right? All the apps connect
Yeah.
directly to the internet.
Yeah, yeah. You need to connect to the internet through the Wi-Fi network at your home, your office, or something like that, and then you don't need to do anything else. So, and our network gonna detect, oh, there's a new device here, and we're gonna check the capability of this device. Like say, usually we have a minimum capabilities or configurations. Let's say 1 TB storage, hardware or something like that, and then we're gonna automatically assign the task, like say storage task or data processing task, to your devices, and then you will get a reward. So
Okay. And for example, I'm one of those workers and I collect data, I upload it using the app. So how does it work? Like where does it go? Who encrypts it?
oh
Who
yeah, so
decrypts it?
that's
What is it?
the yeah, that's a very very good question. That's the most beautiful part of our technology. So basically, like for all the data we collected, or let's say you upload data to our platform for labeling or whatever, right? So actually, this data will be stored in a decentralized way to all these small boxes, right? So that seems like we use a lot of coding technology to encrypt and encode the whole file. Maybe the whole file could be very large, right? It could be like a 1 TB, 2 TB, or something like that, right? And we chop that into thousands of small pieces, and we distribute it into thousands of small box around the world. And you have no idea which who they are, right? It's pretty random. And then when you want to retrieve the file, and then you just send a signal, and the box in the network who has your piece of your data will give back your data to you, and then you can recover the whole file. And we use coding technologies in that. Now we use Reed-Solomon code. It's rather technical, but to ensure the reliability. That means like when you want to get your files back, as long as you got a 2/3 of the pieces, any 2/3 of the pieces, you have thousands of pieces, right? So as long as you have a 2/3 of the pieces coming back to you, you are able to recover your file 100%.
Okay.
So no matter which 2/3, like because when you get the reliability is the key in such a decentralized network, right? So some node, when you want to get a file, the node is lose their connection, Wi-Fi connection, or someone just leave the network, right? So let's say I don't want to play, I just leave, right? So it's very normal. So yeah, that's why we leverage this coding technology in it, and to guarantee that as long as you got 2/3 of the pieces, you can recover your file. And so far, we have been running this for more than almost 2 years. So it's a pretty stable. And I know that we have we serve lots of big name customers as well, like Dell, Lenovo, and yeah, so far no complaint. As from user perspective, user experience perspective, is exactly the same as this like AWS or Google Cloud. You don't tell the difference. You don't tell the difference.
That's very impressive. I mean, the technology that you've built is clearly, I mean, amazing. But like, still, what is the, let's say, percentage of data points or files that get corrupted because, let's say, more than the so because of, let's say, this redundancy that you have? Like, is there any percentage, like even 1 out of, let's say, a million, where it will also happen to a centralized system? I'm sure, when you just write a file to a hard disk, I mean, sometimes the file can go wrong. So what is your, let's say, percentage of data that you are unable to, let's say, retrieve?
Yeah, so that you see that's the beautiful part, right? So the thing is like for compared to the centralized guy, you see the centralized thing is AWS or Google Cloud. Let's say usually they duplicate your files, three copies, right, and distribute in three data centers. For now is this, right? So, but the funny thing is like that Elon Musk wanna save money for Twitter after he acquired Twitter. He
Uh-huh.
said, no,
Uh-huh.
why we need a three data centers, three copies? Let's just do two copies.
True.
Right?
I see. Okay.
And you saw the news, right? So and then
Yeah, yeah.
they
He turned his plane around and he went and I saw.
yeah, they shut down
Okay.
the data center, one data center,
Interesting.
right? Yeah. But typically we need everybody else they do three data centers, right? To keep the copy. Each data center keep one copy of your file, and if your file has some, let's say 1% or something, file got corrupted or something, and then they're gonna retrieve the file from the other two, and then to do the comparison, right? If they're the same, okay, this is the original file. They're gonna give you the file, right? So something like that. But by doing using two data centers, the problem is like if I got a file from another data centers, I don't know if that is correct or not because I don't have a comparison now, right? But anyway, so but in the decentralized technology, I describe the beautiful part is like after you use this coding technology and chop into thousand small pieces or something like that, we allow this kind of a corruption or something like that. So see, for us, it's like if you corrupt some pieces of the file or you completely lose it. Let's say the node just leave the network.
Right.
To us, is the same, right?
Yes.
You corrupt it or leave the network, we completely lost this piece. It's the same, right? So that's the beautiful part of the channel coding. We call it channel coding rate Solomon code with one third code rate. So that means like even you do corruption or you lose the file, the piece, that's totally fine. So as I said, as long as you have two-thirds or let's say 66% of the pieces back, you're able to recover your file. So, but in other words, like if you lose not more than 33% of your pieces, no matter you lose or corrupted or something like that, you're always able to recover your file.
Okay. Got it. Um, yeah. So, but how do you see this game play out between, let's say, and are there any, let's say, other such efforts on decentralized data clouds for AI? Like,
Well,
such as yours, like, do
but
you have any competitors?
yeah, decentralized. I would say here is something I wanna share. So when we talk about decentralized AI, decentralized infrastructure, or we call it DePIN, right? DePIN for AI. The data storage and the simple data processing is the only thing I can see that we can actually implement it and make it work. So to be honest, I see there's lots of other deepin projects. They say like, for example, like decentralized GPU for model training, model fine tuning, and for inference. I would say there's still a long way to go. I'm not saying that they will not work forever, but still there's a long way to go because the latency, the reliability is very very important, right? So for especially for model training, I talked to several clients before. So yes, money, the cost is very important, but compared to the cost, the reliability is even more important, right? Yeah. So they cannot afford saying that, okay, I trained the model for 1 month and then after 20 days you told me that it's gone, right? So it's failed.
Yeah, exactly.
So right. So I gonna trust the AWS or Google Cloud, right? So if you failed, you're gonna pay me lots of money. It's a big loss for me. It's not only about money, it's about time, right? I
Yes.
lose 20 days.
Yes. I completely agree.
So yeah, but for decentralized thing, this cannot be guaranteed. This cannot be guaranteed. Yeah, if, let's say you use different GPUs from some from India, some from China, some from United States. Okay, now someone, for example, in India, they lost their internet, right? So their server down or something like that, and then who gonna take the loss? I mean, you cannot fly to India and say, "Hey, you pay me the money," right? So I need to pay this to the clients. The client is
Right.
complaining. There's no way to do so, right? So yeah, the SLA is very important at this point. Even more important than the cost. So and for inference, the same. You know, the reliability and also the accountability is important. If something going wrong, you need to talk to someone, right? So if I got some really bad answer from, for example, ChatGPT, like illegal or whatever, I need to talk to OpenAI.
100%.
Right? OpenAI can their legal team can take care of that, right? Um, but if you use a decentralized thing, I mean, who you gonna talk to, right? No one gonna take a responsibility for any mistake. Yeah. So that's the thing. So that's why I say that's only data part. Let's say data storage, and also like data processing. Data processing. I mean like uh, uh, the the data, let's say clean up the data or like simple labeling the data, this type of work we call it the data processing. All right. Sometimes we call it data pre-processing, before you feed the data into the model training or fine tuning. So I think the decentralized network can do such job. So can work. Yeah. So otherwise, for all the others, I'm still I don't see any mature product or something can work well.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
yeah,
hmm Yeah, because I think training, as you mentioned, latency is very important, and there have to be these synchronization events where you bring all the gradients,
exactly,
average them, then update the weights, and this is very hard to do in a distributed network like
exactly,
yours. But are you
exactly.
saying that in the data pre-processing, decentralized AI cloud space, there are not too many competitors or none at all?
For now, I don't see many. I don't see many. We do see some projects in the Web3 space. They're claiming that they're doing similar job, but I don't see their product yet. Yeah, you know that the see the thing is like the technology behind is a pretty challenge. You know that you see you provide this infrastructure or platform, and people when you talk to people always want to say, hey, what's the difference with Google Cloud? Or what's the difference with Amazon, right? You need to let them know that for them it's like I would need the same level of like SLA compared with Amazon or Google, right? If you say, yeah, I can do you like a much cheaper, I can give you better data, but yeah, the reliability is lower and availability is lower, and they say, no, 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 I will go to Google Cloud. Right. So yeah, that and how can you guarantee the similar, even not better, but the similar SLA with Google Cloud or Amazon, while you provide other benefits? This is pretty challenging, I would say.
Yes, it is. I see. And that is why you think others have not succeeded yet. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Got it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. We have been building seed. We founded this company like 5 years ago. We have keep building this stuff for 5 years. It's not like easy job.
Overnight success. Yeah, 5 year overnight success. So, yeah, I mean, tell me
Yeah.
how you see the company growing. I think you've been doing incredibly well for the last 1 year. Where do you see the trajectory and where you're headed?
Well, so now we are doing something very cool. We call it MAS, M-A-S, Multi AI Agent System. This year, 2026, is the year of AI agents, right? So OpenClaw, and there's so many, right? Framework, long graph, and so we're now we have the data hub, which is our data layer, right? We have infrastructure, which called data or edge, the Demos devices, right? We have our own decentralized infrastructure, and we have the data layer, which we call the data hub, can help collect the data, high quality data, from the global community. And now we want to build the agent system. to help company save the cost, improve their productivity and operation efficiency. So and now we because we have the data layer to collect the data to train these AI agents, right? And now we build this MAS system, MAS system for our own. So we already built a thing for our marketing department, and also we're building that for the operation team, and now we use ourselves as the first client to use this system, and now we are targeting to cut the burn rate, our own burn rate, like by 60 to 70%, and while increase the productivity by 10x by using these AI agents. And now we already delivered, our research team has delivered such AI agent to the marketing team, and they're super happy with that. They're super happy with that. And we already downsized the team now immediately. And then our marketing lead is very happy with that. You know that the AI agents are gonna take care of like all the Twitter posts and all the Twitter engagement, and there's another AI agent taking care about like the SEO article and publish it on our channels like a website or something, and another AI agent is taking care of all the community management, Telegram, Discord, and something like that. You see, this each AI agent is taking care of something, and they can talk. They can talk. So it's agent orchestration. You know, they can talk to each
Okay.
other
Yeah.
and then to work together. And as a CMO, what you need to do is just like see the report from the AI agents, set up the KPIs and the specific job to these agents, and then just and give the approval on some key actions. That's it. The life is simple. You have all these agent, digital employees, and they are working
Wow.
24/7 for you. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's very exciting. And can these agents also work with, let's say, the data collectors and other humans on the network?
Yeah, so that's the thing we are trying to build. So, for example, we wanted this AI agent to help each data contributor to check their data quality before they upload. For now it's like, okay, I upload the data, and I wait for the approval. If it's get approved, I will get the reward. But we have our own QC team, quality control team, in the backend with lots of AI assistants to review all the submitted data points, and if you failed, and then you would not get your reward, right? So, but now the AI agent can be deployed on your phone or something. This is we call it edge AI. So, and before the AI gonna help you to collect the data and submit data. So if you collect the data, it's not qualified, it doesn't follow the instruction well. So the AI agent gonna stop your submission and say, hey, this is not good. You need to do that again, and be careful about this and that. So your AI assistant at the edge or in your phone gonna help you to collect the high quality data and submit it. So it's gonna be the game changer, I would say. And yeah, lots of things AI can help. So now we want to leverage our own data layer to build a high quality AI agents, and to ask this AI agent not helping us, but helping all the companies. And now we have a financial firm. Wall Street is a Nasdaq listed company. They are working with us right now to build these financial AI agents using our data hub data layer to collect very high quality financial data from their community. They already have a 500,000 community. All of them are retail investors in the United States, you know and they want to leverage that community, let them to for example, if you have a financial news, right? Say Elon Musk want to launch another taxi bot or something like that, whatever, right? So, and then they're gonna put this financial or some financial reports, and they're gonna distribute this report to all their community members through Data Hub, and then ask for their opinions, their thoughts on that. You think this is good, and Tesla stock and goes up or it goes down, right? What do you think? right? This valuable analysis or something. Yeah, they're gonna give lots of feedback, and then that's a real human feedback, and from these real retail investors, and this value you can tell the value of this data set, right? And then they collected all this data and they feed this data into into the AI agents, and then these AI agents, moving forward after the training and training by this high quality data, this AI agent will be very, I would say, professional AI advisor for Wall Street. Yeah, moving forward, any news or something, you can talk to this AI. Hey, do analysis on this news. You think this is a good buy signal or not? Or give me some suggestions, right? So this will be much more accurate than the current large language model like OpenAI, ChatGPT or something, right? Yeah, ChatGPT can always do the job, or Bloomberg GPT, right? But their data is not that high quality. That they may give you wrong suggestions or something like that. It's not reliable. But for this AI, it can do, because they got data from this 500,000 retail
Real human.
investors. Yeah, real
Right.
human, right? So, and keep evolving. So you see, this is actually the AI agents plus the underlying data layer, which is our data hub, gonna be a end-to-end solution for many company and many business, and that's what we're promoting right now. And there's another, like a real estate company, so they want to do similar things, collect the data from their like a real estate buyers or something like that, and to train their AI agents. For that AI agent can do lots of job. For example, to help set up the price for the apartment, condo, or something like that, right? Uh, and also like doing lots of analysis on the market, and you need the price gonna goes up or goes down, the real estate, right, in this region or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I think I would say that what we're building right now, the data hub, data layer plus the mass system will be a super powerful end-to-end solution for many vertical business. And back to your question, so moving forward this year, I would say at least this year, we're gonna start to promote this end-to-end solution to many business like finance, real estate, and IT companies. I would say almost every verticals, they may need such a service.
Okay, all the best. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. And as I think LLMs mature and kind of plateau and saturate, I think people will start focusing on how to make them smaller, make them run better on edge devices. They already do, but I think they will only get better. I mean, just the way things happened with CNNs or any such model, right? Like once they kind of made it work, then they made it more efficient and smaller. And you're
Exactly,
saying, yeah,
exactly.
so
I
so
would
that's a
say,
great idea.
every company or every business, by the end of this year, they may need several AI agents in their business, right? Either internal or outbound or inbound, whatever. So, and but to build such a good AI agents for their specific needs, they need high quality data. And our data hub is the data layer to help them collect and labeling all this data and then feed into their AI agents. So yeah, so that's how things works.
Understood. But I want to understand. So, this finance company that you mentioned, they have 500,000 retail investors, their users. How do you work with these 500,000 users? Like, do you ask them to, okay, go install my app, and then the
Yeah, yeah.
company, yeah, okay.
Right. Yeah, very simple. Yeah, they just download the app and register, and we of course the Nasdaq listed company, they gonna give their reward, but not crypto reward. They may give there some other benefits, right? So if you register the app and download app, register and contribute, do some tasks, we're gonna give you some benefits. For example, like a free subscription to our newsletter or something. You know that on Wall Street, all these newsletters are paid newsletter. It's
Yeah,
not free,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
You have
yeah.
to pay, right? You have to pay. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's not cheap. Like
Yes,
$1,000 per year.
yes,
Like
yes,
yeah.
yes.
So they may
Yeah,
say, hey, if you contribute data, I will give you 20% off, 30% off. It's easy for them, right? So yeah, something like that.
got it. Understood. Yeah. Yeah, I pay for the information, I think, and it's about $1,000 per year, I think, like you said. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a great model, right? Like you have your users, they use your network, and then through that they can collect this real data that can then be used for agents to then be doing parts of your business autonomously instead of doing it using humans. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great journey, and I think it's a great product, and I cannot wait for you to bring it to India. And we would love to support you, host you. I mean, we are based out of
Great.
India, of Bangalore, so just reach out to us whenever you think about India and when
Of
India is on
course.
your mind. Yeah, I mean, I think it was amazing talking to you. So I think yeah, the conversation. I mean, I'm truly impressed by all that you've achieved and all that you know, and there's like so much to learn from you. I mean, I'm so glad that I'm even talking to you. So thank you
Same
really
here.
for that. Yeah, I really appreciate.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and a very, nice talking to you. And let's stay in touch. All right.